Just been round there once, he's come back now, he's giving up. He's like, oh, try and get through again. It's not going to happen, son, it's not going to happen. Not today. Oh, didn't see it there, it's me, Thomas Edward, also known as TE. And there's something exciting happening in Grange. Doesn't happen often, that doesn't. And when it does, it's everyone's out. So let's go and have a look. So as you can see, this very exciting thing has caused a bit of a problem on the main road going into Grange-Over-Sands. So there's an MG just turned around there, and there's a Nissan turning around, and then a Duster behind going to turn around. And what it is Cumbrians are not very good at putting diversions out, so they shut your road, and then you've got to work it out from there. And because I'm in full high vis, everyone thinks I work here and ask me, well, where do I go? And they just say, well, you've got to go back down there, round about up there and round back, you know. But some people haven't got a clue, even locals haven't got a clue, you know. Obviously don't live round here, but they do live round here. It's a bit of a strange one. It just proves that people follow the sat-nav and don't use this. But there you go, so it's causing a bit of a problem. But let's go and have a look, what's causing the problem. You couldn't do this normally, the cameraman couldn't walk down this side of the road without getting run over by the X6 bus from Kendal, or many other, or even I can walk on the road. I'm in the middle of the road, or you get run over by, I can't actually use it, but it's a word what I really like using, but I can't use it. Something jockeys would run you over. But today that's not the case. So last night we actually did come driving down this road and we did get through, but from what I can see in front of me, it's completely blocked off now, and the builders have gone home, or the roadworks, I should say. We're just about to come up onto the Netherwood here as well, so we can have a closer look at that. I can tell you a few interesting facts about that. I think what they're doing, I think it's something to do with the water. It does flood around here, or it could be electric, because I did notice when we came over there was a few pipes underneath. They look like electrical pipes. People turning around, there's lots of people walking down pavement behind us. But we'll let these people come past and I'll go into detail what they're doing. Right, So this might be a familiar sight to a few older TE fans, but actually not that long ago. It was about 5 months ago. I was stood in front of the Netherwood Hotel and Spa sign there in a very dark night, and we went and looked at the tarmacking happening on the main street in Grange-Over-Sands. And now we're stood here back again 5 months later in the daytime at 2:15 on a Tuesday afternoon, and it's completely dead again. And but it's a different thing. The sign is actually right next to the hole, or well, the work, what they're doing, what's causing all the havoc. As you saw, those ladies walking through there, it's actually safer now to walk on this road than the prom, because when you walk on the prom, you're always getting run over by cyclists. It's safer on here now. That's a novelty, that is. But anyway, this is the Netherwood behind us. We'll talk about this first. It's been a hotel longer than it's been a private dwelling. Obviously it's a hotel now, but it was made as a private house, big manor house. Now you look at it and it's very, very grand. The bit on the left is very much new, but the bit on the right is very much original. And you think it's big, you think it's really big, but it's actually very, very shallow. If you go on end on the terrace and you look how wide it is, it's very shallow because it's built into the limestone. They couldn't chisel it out enough to get a big building in. And it's actually Victorian built. It's not very old if you think about it. It's Victorian era. You know, it's over 100 or so years old. You know, it's not mega old like you find a lot of manor houses in Cumbria are really old. This isn't. This is very much new. And it didn't last long. It used to have, and I don't know what part it was on, I don't know if it was on the terrace side or the left side where the newer part is, it had like a big greenhouse, like a plant room on it originally, and that got destroyed. And it was used as a private house, and then 2 men got it, and they sort of had it, but then they started to use it as a hotel. I can just see cameraman watching all the chaos up the top of the road. There's 2 big vans turning around now. It's getting very busy up there. But anyway, so it's been a hotel longer than it's been a private house. And all I can tell you is I think the orange juice is very dear there. I think the cameraman got ripped one night in there. And it's got a good swimming pool, and you get a lot of classic car shows up there. And it's not the case today, but on a normal time, if you go there and you try and pull out that junction there, it's very, very dangerous. You can't see right, and you can't see left. You've got to jump for it, and today it's fine. It's perfect today. But yeah, I got a book on it and more detail on that. But that's roughly on top of my head what I could remember. But it's pretty much been a hotel all its life, more than a private house, and it's not as big as you think. So next time you go up there, look at it, and it's not as big, and it's Victorian built. And if you go inside, it's very dark. It's the Victorians trying to make a sort of Tudor medieval sort of house, and the Victorians never got that right. The Victorians look on like Tudor and earlier styles was very dark, when actually if you really know your Tudor, it's very bright colours. It wasn't dark. So I thought it was a bit of flood work, but I was obviously wrong. It's electricity. And there's a big cable down here and in there, but we'll try and go around there and have a delve into the deep hole to see what we can see. And I think they finished it. I think what's going on, they've gone home early today, and they've probably gone home because they're working a long way. They've probably come up from Manchester, so they've got to go home anyway. It takes a few hours to get down there. But also I think they've finished, and I think it's finished. And they're waiting for all this stone to get cleared away. This will end up in someone's driveway in the local peninsula. And then you're waiting for the tarmac guys, and Mr. Teeth, as I call him. There's a black guy, and he's got big gold teeth, and he runs the tarmacking machine. And they come over from the northeast, and they've done all the roads around here, and he will turn up and tarmac it. And they've already, some ladies just come down and said, oh, they've already tarmacked this, and now they're ripping it up again. But obviously, when you've got a problem, you've got to dig it up, and it's broad as it's long. You've got to get it done. And so on that big hole there, they've done a bit of repair works. I don't know if you come here, I don't know if you can see. probably can't. I could go on that side and show you now, but someone would tell me off and say, you're not allowed in there, so I won't do it. I'll stay on here. But in that hole there, they've fixed it. And they've put some conduit down, so when they've tarmac it and put rubber on, it won't crush the pipe. And that red stuff stops it being crushed. And there's a big bit of, like, cable over there, what they've ripped out. Obviously, that's the bad bit. It's pretty much like wiring up your model railway, but at a bigger scale. That's what it's like. You can see they've dug it up recently anyway. So that lady she wasn't using her eyes. It's already been dug up already. You know, it's.
There I was, digging his hole in the ground, so big and sort of round it was, and there was I, digging it deep. It was flat at the bottom and the sides were steep. When along comes this bloke in a bowler, which he lifted and scratched his head. Whoa, he looked down the hole, poor demented soul, and he said, do you mind if I make a suggestion? Don't dig it there, dig it elsewhere. You're digging it round and it ought to be square. The shape of it's wrong, it's much too long, and you can't put a hole where a hole don't belong. I ask, what a liberty, eh? Nearly backed him right in the bowler. Oh, well, there was I, stood in me hole, shoveling earth. For all that I was worth, I was, and there was him, standing up there so grand and official, with his nose in the air. So I gave him a look sort of sideways, and I leaned on me shovel.
So as you can see, it's luckily I have a famous cameraman who's dead tall, so I can see in the hole of the camera. You can see there's a big junction box there, and they've put it back in. It actually looks a really cheesy sort of cowboy job, but it's actually what they have to do to make it strong, so when you cover a load of earth in it and tarmac, it doesn't crush it. And you can see the pipe in the hole's actually being smashed up where they've had to get rid of it. Oh, big Jaguar. Where they've had to smash it up to put the new junction in. And the cameraman was just talking to a few they were kind of locals. They knew the area, but they were sort of having a bit of a day out. He was saying that I actually didn't know this till the cameraman said it. The cameraman's full of magical tales and wisdom, that the soil and earth here, they can't put it back in the hole once they dug it out, because if they put it back in, if they put this stuff back in, it'd be very weak, and once you tarmac, it will end up being a big pothole and the road will start sinking. So they have to clear this and put fresh stuff in, so it's nice and compacted and there's no loose bits in it. And there's a 195 just coming past. Stephen Forrest could be driving that. Good, he's a TE Patreon, he is. Famous on Furnace Line. Anyway, so they've got to put fresh stuff in, so it was going to, like the cameraman was talking to that couple, he says, and the guy was saying, oh, so it's going to take 2 days to clear this, and then another 2 days to tarmac it, and it goes on and on. And there's a lot of people, apparently the sign at Lindale is pointing the wrong way, so it's firing them down here and should be firing them up Lindale Hill. Someone's either done it purposely, as they do around here, or someone's done it wrong. But like cameraman was saying before, that we've had so much digging up on this road. We've had a lot of digging up on this road the last 6 months, that you could get through. There's been traffic lights, and you've had stuff like this where you could drive round it. So everyone's thinking, oh, I can get through. And I think Hermes man's behind the cameraman. He's just about to turn round. This big yellow thing here has all been smashed up. 3.5 tonne max weight. Well, last night me and the cameraman went to the shops in the brand new TE rides, the Rover Street rides, and we got here and you could actually drive through, but that had fallen in the hole. So we put the dinkers on and we got out, we were in high-vis, and we actually dragged that out the hole. It was flat then, it wasn't bent, it was flat, it was still intact. And we put it back across the hole and drove across, and as we drove away we went, I wonder how long that will last. And obviously it didn't last to this morning, because someone's, I can't say the word, but hit it hard. There's a word that I always say when someone hits something hard, and it's bent it. So it's they've obviously put more fences on it, so you can't get through it all together, and Mr. Hermes man's got to go right round, and it's nice and quiet at the end of the day. That's what I like. I like it when it's quiet. Yeah, that's Hermes man. comes from Fluteborough, you know. He's got that van stacked with Hermes parcels, but he's stacked up, and on Sundays his mum does his journey, and he has a day off. So there you go. He's the only Hermes. If he was in, just think, if he was in somewhere like Birmingham, there'd be 20 of him, and up here in Grange, only one of him and one van. So there you go. But we sent that lady. She said, when he's coming over, because we thought we were working out with high vis and all this, and said, well, how do you know, and doing all this about, she was moaning about it. And I just said to her, I said, well, it's nice and quiet, and it's the most dangerous road in the Grange. She said, it's not the dangerous road. I said, yeah, it is. I said, this road, no one keeps to the 30-mile-an-hour speed limit, and they're on the wrong side of the road. So I've been down here some mornings walking down here, because some mornings you've got to walk on this side and not the prom, because the tide's always over the prom. So you can be walking out of Grange, and you've got to walk up this road to get round the prom, because the tide can go over. And you walk up here, and you can be nearly knocked into the old railway yard by big trucks. You know, it's so fast. But yeah, it's a busy little road. So there you go. That's the Thomas Edward Grange-Over-Sands. I don't know what they're going to call it, Roadworks update or Big Hole update on the way in. Oh, the Netherwood Hole update. So this will probably come out, not this Monday, coming Monday after, when I'm on holiday in Derbyshire. Well, there's a novelty site there. Tourists actually in the middle of the road having a picture in front of the Netherwoods. Look at that. Wow. It's pretty good. Hashtag Netherwoods is happening there, but in the middle of the road. In the winter, exactly where they're stood, there's normally a massive puddle, and the X6 bus hits it, and it sprays over, and the Netherwood in the bottom, their grass bit always floods as well. It turns into a big pond. Wow, look, they're having a selfie now. Wow. It's pretty good, that is. Oh, there you go. That's the end of my chaotic day in Grange-Over-Sands. There's someone else coming now. It's shut. You know, it's shut. I'm just showing them that it's shut. Anyway, if you enjoyed today's video of Thomas Edward channel, make sure you give us a like and a subscribe and a comment below. And remember to click that big bell. Ding!